Shit. Okay. Hello, everyone, and this is our react to Troye Sivan's Easy music video. I don't know why the fuck this Zoom call is doing this stupid thing immediately to start recording. What
Every time, you know.
Honestly. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Lazy Susan.
I'm Zelda Moon.
I'm Benign Girl.
And this is a very special react because it's to the Troye Sivan music video that we were just in. What the fuck?
Oh, our friend Troye.
Troye.
Our close personal friend Troye Sivan. Correct.
Yeah. Your friend, Troye. Troye's just, called us up on the telephone.
I guess.
Got Ariana that week. So a little backstory. My eye, this is not eyeshadow. I got headbutted by a dog. Oh my. I got headbutted by a dog, and that's why my eye is all bruised. So I couldn't put makeup on it. So now I've gone this like super cute minimalist route. I think it's a look. What do you think?
It's stunning.
It's a look.
You look.
You look good.
Tell me a little bit about your look, darling.
About my look? Well, I've done this makeup once before.
Something very yonic about it.
Sorry?
Something very yonic about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I just felt like doing, I don't know, so weird. I just wanted to do something weird.
You know how that episode of The Simpsons where Homer like flies off the cliff?
On the skateboard?
Go on.
It's like, I can't remember what happens, but there's this like, and everyone's around and everyone's like, oh my God, and Bart falls as well, I think. For some reason, I just imagined that like one side of your face is this one side of the cliff and then the red is like the canyon in the middle.
Please welcome back to the stage, official of The Floor is Lava, Zelda Moon. She's a geode.
It's a geode moment. I don't know.
Stunning.
What about you, Benign Girl? You're looking quite stunning.
I unknowingly took inspiration from my mum tonight. Did I show the pic?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where's Nadine? Show us Nadine. Well, there you go. There you have it.
That's a glamour shot of my mum from the late 80s. She was going to throw it out, but I told her not to because I wanted to hang
Jean-Benet. If you wanted to know where Jean-Benet ended up, she's alive and well, and she's on your screen right now.
It is. I mean, those photos are outrageous. The looks out. It's all.
You look so good. It's actually painful. So was this outfit at the dry cleaners for Troye's Easy music video or what?
What?
You couldn't have worn this one? Come on, girl.
Couldn't have done that for the fans?
Only the best for our Troye.
Okay, so should we watch the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too long.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, everyone look at the tabs. Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh no, my tabs! What did I have open? I'm not checking, you fucking thirsty bitches.
Oh my God.
Okay, so shall we watch the video?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Are we in the reactor?
Gorgeous pool. Actually, I love this logo, the easy lockup with the square. I actually, stunning.
Nice.
Started following that guy on Instagram today. I can't remember his name, but I'll put it somewhere.
I remember being on set and seeing that in the background of the stage.
Yeah.
And being like, what? Like,
Oh, is that the thing that was in the middle?
Yeah.
yeah.
It took like 10 years to realize that, like, that read as easy, but I think that's a good thing.
Yes.
So
cute and so moody. And here is the rabbit that's causing all the stir.
So yeah, what's the rabbit mean?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Is it
Innocent.
supposed to be like the hot guy or something?
That's right. The hot guy that was meant to be in the scene.
Is the rabbit?
That was the hot guy.
The hot guy didn't show up, so they just stole the rabbit from the neighbour's yard.
Yeah, it was the little girl's rabbit. She's still wondering where he is.
Oh my god. Oh my god. But also, what is his house? I'm sorry. Excuse. Oh, he's
Actually
Oh,
outrageous.
what's this?
Oh, what's on TV?
Gucci suit.
Oh.
Next to my yellow volleyball skirt.
We're seeing some. Oh,
Hot.
Stunning.
oh! I
Okay.
I like that it cuts straight from you playing bass to Troy being like looking at you on the sofa, being like,
Yeah, take it in, Troy.
yeah, hand off it, please. And us just like absentmindedly bopping. Someone messaged me and was like, so was it meant to be like a full like suburban housewife smiling into the void? And I was like,
Oh my god.
fully.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, where are you looking?
I found a spot. I looked up into the middle distance and I was pretending that there was an audience up there. That's my eyes finding their gaze. Oh, that mirror about to fall. Bitch, that had me done.
The mirror. So on the day, I could barely see that yellow makeup.
Oh, really? I was
Yeah.
like,
True.
I saw it when we got outside, but in set, I just never saw it. And then it was like, oh, there it is.
the colours have been brought out.
I do love this. I'm drunk. Very.
I didn't realise that there was going to be so much gore in the video, and had I known, I wouldn't have been involved, honestly. This is safe for children.
That
Fire?
represents brand Troy.
I was very impressed as well that, you know, the house, like the song has like the line, the house is on fire. Very tasteful not to put a house on fire
True.
in this current climate.
Just Troy, because he's so hot.
Because you're hot, Troy. Gorgeous little jacket made by Bryn.
Yeah.
Are
Those girls in the back, they're pretty hot.
you drinking whiskey? I think that's the zhuzh.
I do love this like bit when it's like more like a slow like moving towards the end.
And then also like this means that there is a house in like the peninsula that has like a window into the pool, which is so pornographic.
Very
Oh my
expensive.
god, amazing.
Stun. Oh, she's going up to take a breath.
So that's the pool in the house.
That is the pool.
Mm.
Oh my god, outrage.
Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. What do I have? Oh, you can see that I've just been searching for drag queen stuff. My Facebook. Trixie Mattel and Katya, which we'll talk about on the React.
Your personal favourite, Trixie Mattel.
And me sharing things for work. Oh no, this is private.
What's 60 top Aussie Lou? Lou what? Luke's?
Stop sharing.
Stop sharing. Luke's.
Oh my god. Okay. So I just about died watching that yesterday. It was literally more than I had dreamed. I can't deal.
It was stunning.
And to be sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. You go.
Oh. No, I mean, I just think it's like when you hear, and like we'll get into kind of how it all came together, how the magic had happened. But when you hear like, oh, and the artist is going to direct for the first time, you're like, okay, great, excellent. And then like this bitch who can sit. I mean, like, I don't want to be like that bitch that's like in the video and then becomes like the most unbearable sycophant and is like, and actually, did you know that Troy invented water? Like, so into that. And that's such a thing that Troy would say, you know? That's the person I spent 2.5 hours with. That's such a Troy thing. But he was really good. And I feel like the video looks like a fucking, like, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stunning. And like the fact that like that was the first time he did it, it was right. And
Truly.
tasteful and like well put together. Like the contrast between all those blues and all those pinks between the two scenes, stunning.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Like
right.
action.
It was
And
really good.
I like the simplicity of it as well. You know, there's not too many different themes, outfits, shots.
Yeah.
It's concise. It's gorgeous.
The thing that I think as well that I didn't realize on the day, so like a little bit of tidbits from the day that we went to shoot this is like we hadn't heard the song. We'd only just like 10 hours before found out that it was going to be for like young Troye Sivan. So we were like shitting ourselves, and then we were like, oh my god, what is this song? Are we gonna have to lip sync any of it? Because like I'm like a terrible lip syncer on a good day, like when I'm given like 5 weeks notice, because I might like just like hear the words in passing in a grocery store and be like, yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
But you're not meant to nod along to that, you bitch. And be like, no, she's joking. But the amazing producer of this clip, Annie, oh, now I fear that I've like just fucked up her name or something. It was Annie.
It was Annie.
Annie Girl. So Annie was the producer, and she comes in, and she was like a legend the whole day. And she comes in, and she's like, "Listen, I obviously can't send you this track. It's like very, 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 very top secret. But I can play it to you in the room, and then we can go on to set, and then you guys will like lip sync this one little line from it over and over again."
Like, in the room, and it was just like, oh, I'm like, trying to listen to it, but also like, oh my god, where are my earrings? Oh, where are the, you know what I mean? Like, it was,
Yeah. Can you do what Michael said? Also, what was that line again?
Sorry, what? She could have played like literally anything in that moment. Would be like, yeah.
yeah.
She's like, sorry, that was the pre-roll ad for KFC. Yeah, I love that. He's a genius. But anyway, so the thing that I didn't realize until like the song released and I could actually properly listen to it in my dark isolation fantasy was that it was a fucking like sad bop. Like it actually hurt my soul. I was like, oh my god.
Yes.
Like, it makes me like reflect on the day because I was like being like like with like sassy drag queens, and then like walking in is this like poor boy is like singing his heart out about like the death of a relationship, and we're like, what do you think? Lashes. And so afterwards I was like reflecting on like everything and how much he must have been dying on the inside. I mean, I'm sure like there was a little bit of a gap between like the songwriting process and this moment, but it was still like, were you screaming for help and none of us noticed? Should we have done
Yes. What the fuck?
So that's why I was like, yeah, when I saw the video, I was very glad because it was like this super pared down, very, very melancholic thing that like makes a lot of sense now. It was like, and like the kind of insanity of like these rando drag queen backup dancers only like helps to like reinforce how like sad and melancholic it is.
Also, our untimely bop was probably adding to
the discord.
But truly, though, I think that's why it was like that. It's like it can't it didn't need to be a perfectly synchronized little.
True.
Thank God. Because get that from
the wrong queens if you wanted that.
I think that I was like, when watching it, I was like, because I was pausing a little bit about how we were like definitely like not in time, and then like the two of us, and then like watching about like, oh, it doesn't even matter because we're just being little like sexy little
girls just having fun. I'm just like, this man's like really upset about something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Chips or rabbits or something. I don't know. So a little bit of the backstory, I guess, as to how this all happened, because I think that that's like the thing that everyone's the most confused about in the world. You're like,
Hmm.
um, so essentially it all began.
Oh my God.
It all began when there was a casting call that was put out in like the kind of drag circles, like on some like of the Facebook groups and that was looking for like a singular like 40 to 50-year-old divine style drag queen. And so when you see these sort of things which pop up from time to time, and it was just saying like for a music video shooting on the peninsula. Um, so like basically I think I'd like seen it in passing and just been like, well, like that's just not us. Like,
Also, like COVID life.
yeah, fully.
Up and like, oh, is that even a possibility? Like,
Yeah, I think everyone was a bit like, anyway. So I think everyone had the same thinking, which was just like, oh, well, that's not us. And like, there's a lot of drag queens that are not that description in Melbourne. Anyway, so then a few weeks go by, don't think about it again. Then I got a message from one of my friends who was just like, have you seen this? Like, like you should like pass this on to some drag people, blah, 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 blah. And then like I was like, oh, okay. And then like I like looked at it again and was just like, okay, well, what if we just like send in an email and be like you girls, we're like three of us, we're from Melbourne, like blah 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 blah. And then sent in this email and just like provided some pictures and we're like, yeah, have you considered having like I know you want one competent drag queen, but what about three like really mediocre ones? What about it?
Like, have you considered that as an option?
Have you considered this wig, which I just got from Savers? Are we just going to ignore that I am the most beautiful woman in the world?
Actually, just get that from Savers.
Oh my God, yes. I didn't just get it. I got this from Savers when I started doing drag 5 years ago.
Oh.
It is one of my favorite wigs. It is so ugly, but it just makes me feel like such a cute little like. When my dad dies, I'm going to inherit his entire practice, and I love iguanas. Yeah, he's a reptile vet. What does your dad do? Anyway, so then we send that message in, and they're like, "Yeah, thanks." But some time goes by, and then like we get another email being like, "Oh my God, like so like can we get some more pictures? Are you free on these days?" And we're like, "On this day," or like a kind of like area, and we're like, obviously not, because we all work completely different schedules. But like immediately we're like, what work can we cancel? Because like I think we were very much like during COVID, we hadn't done any drag, and like we are just like, there's no like this is just like
it was like career over, like all gigs cancelled, like it wasn't even an option in the like mind happening, like
and that was like literally it was like making ourselves so thoroughly available of just being like, honey, if we could just do some drag and just film something during this time and then get it out, that would just be heavenly. Because like before the lockdown, like we'd had like some gigs lined up and we're actually going to be doing some stuff, and then it was just like gone. I was going to be able to trot out this gorgeous lady. But anyway, so then it gets a bit closer, and then they're like, oh, so, and this is Miss Annie, who is just this amazing producer. And she was just like, listen, I will like just like send us through some of the looks you might wear, and like we're looking for these kind of colors and tones, and they're looking specifically for like yellows and pinks and reds, which just happens to be like kind of 2/3 of our color coding. And then Benign Girl, who is the blue beastie girl, that's when we decided to fire her.
Like, we knew blue was a poor choice, and the proof is in the pudding.
But you all cleared your schedules, I think, because it was like, oh no, I cleared my schedule. It was a weekday. Hmm.
Well, it very quickly became like, oh, this has to happen.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah. And then it was like very, very, very close to when it was actually shooting. That we had any kind of idea. I think like we found out that we'd gotten it. And then Miss Annie, the producer, was like, listen, this is top secret, baby. But this video that you're going to be on is for Troye Sivan. At which point, I think we all had like simultaneous heart attacks.
But also sort of thought that we were being like punked or catfished or something.
Well, I mean, fully, because you're like, no, she's in LA. Like,
Yeah.
mate, are you sure it's not just
Actually, but
Annie, you can't like put us in a shed in the peninsula and stab us to death? And that's half true. Anyway, so then we have 10 hours to put together whatever we're gonna bring, and we get up at 4 o'clock in the morning the day of, and start putting on our makeup. Well, but Zelda gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, me and Benai get up at 5, 6,
5.
5.
I need a head start.
Yes, we got to paint the crystal on the face. And I only have to do one eye. But yeah, so, and then we pop into your boyfriend's car.
Yes.
So the boyfriend had lent the car. Because I got into a car accident, like,
Wait, we popped in.
Raf's car.
Oh, we did drive down in Raf's car. That's right.
Yeah, so 2 days when we find out, literally we find out that we've gotten the gig, then me and Zelda and our friend hop into a car, drive, and get into a car accident, and the car has a windscreen that is completely cracked. And so it's just like, what the fuck are we gonna do? Then literally the night before, Benai has to call her boyfriend and be like, excuse me,
I need your car. But I also luckily got to borrow his car the night before because being the blue beastie girl, I had no blue clothes. Pink or yellow clothes. So then I used the said car to go to, shout out to Silk for lending me the hat and the gloves that you saw in the video.
Oh.
And my dear friend Grace for the bodysuit. So yeah, styled by everyone else in Melbourne other than myself.
Yeah.
And looking stunning.
And so this is the fun facts of the video, is that like we knew that they were shooting on the peninsula because they'd gotten this amazing house, which is like an architectural wonder sort of house that looks not unlike like an LA Malibu mansion. And so I imagine what had happened is that they got this amazing location, and then they were like, okay, but we also need to shoot this stuff that's going on the television. And so then they must have had to find like somewhere to shoot nearby, but like there's no studios on the peninsula because, I mean,
Funnily enough,
you grew up there, you know.
I did. There's certainly, let's just say the film and TV industry on the peninsula is non-existent.
Yeah, the water
in any
rat.
shape or form. In fact, half the houses don't have TV.
Coming to the peninsula hard right now. But so then we, like, what must have happened is they found a location nearby, and the location was like a nursery that had a shed in it was a couple that had a shed in their backyard. They also own a nursery, so they had these giant sheds that could accommodate the entire set for that whole area, which is like this big green screen and those gorgeous like geometric shapes with the lights and the Troye. So when we rock up, we literally were like, oh my God, we're actually about to get killed because this does not look like Miss My music video 2020. Like this looks like
where's the sound stage? Where's the what's going on here?
I feel like at that point, after we'd been getting ready for 8 hours, like for 3 hours and then drove down for 2 hours, and we pulled up. We were like, still 80% sure it was all a joke.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
Like,
when you're in drag, do you know how many music videos we've almost done? They're like, come down, it's for Ariana Grande. Come down, it's for Britney. Shakira is in this van right now. And this is the only time it's been real.
yeah. Pink wants you for her 30-second show at Rod Laver. We show up.
Oh, they still put us up on those wires though.
Being around on the area.
That's next. When we talk about what's next,
Pink. Hello.
that
Alicia Moore.
Anyway.
The silks that she like flat things down in.
Don't tell me about Pink.
Don't come for Pink on this magical moment. She's a Melbourne icon, okay?
Time.
She is beloved.
She is a beloved. Her merch store is still open. Anyway, so Troy's video, yeah. So we arrive at literally some people's houses, and we go in, and it is actually the most fucked up thing. I don't know, like we rock up, and like there are hot crew people everywhere, which is the thing they never tell you, is that all the like lighting people and all the camera people are all hot, like all like hot straight guys, right?
Yes.
And we're like
all wearing cargo pants, but not like baggy cargos, like fit cargos.
and showing off their little ankles. Anyway, so we get there, and it's literally like some people's house, and they set us up in the rumpus room. And the fucked up thing is, like, this house belongs to this couple that is like the dream couple. They're like stunning looking. I don't know. This is probably not information that like a Troy fan needs, but like you're getting it because this couple that owned this house were like fucked up.
I don't know about you, but the couple was the highlight for me.
I loved them.
They were, and they had these two magical daughters who were like playing piano. Sorry?
Was there not 3 daughters?
No, just that was a chicken.
They were chickens. There were 2 daughters and a chicken coop girl. That wasn't a bungalow.
But anyway, these magical human beings were like, oh yeah, they just contacted us and wanted to use our shed to hide Troye Sivan. And then
yeah, let us use their kids' toy room as our like dressing room.
Which like it was pictured in about 2 minutes of our arrival.
Like,
because we brought like 5 bags each of stuff and packed them into that tiny little like not hatchback, sedan. I don't know about cars. And we spread out everywhere, and this like mum and her 2 daughters were like doing school from home, and the daughters were like adorable, and the mum like brought them in where we were getting changed and be like, oh, do I must zip your slag? And then this like little girl's like, oh, like my daughter just wanted to come and see the dress ups. She does dress ups too. And we're like, what are you talking about? Sweating and like weirdly gross, and then like it was
they
just
had like fucking breastplate on, like just like
breastplate and bottom underwear.
You like dress up? So do I.
Why? You with an eye gun? Hi, girls.
And so we're trying to pick out what to wear, and that's like stressful enough because we have like not like a huge amount of time because they're like everyone's running around and we've heard the song and da-da-da. And so we're looking for some guidance. And then the production designer, I believe, comes in and he was like, we're like, what should we wear? Is this okay? He kind of guided us. Me and Benai were pretty much like, okay, you guys look fine. And then Zelda was like still trying to pick. And he points to this like one outfit that Zelda does not want to wear. Because
as I was packing it the night before, I was like, don't put that in. Why would you take that?
And it's like it's beautiful. It's just not finished. It doesn't like it's not done. It's just not done. Yeah. And it was like made for like a thing, so it was like made and like then we like ran out of time, so it had to be like very hastily pinned on. So we're getting you into this outfit this guy has like suggested, and we're taking like the advice that he suggested, and like I don't know, it was like 30 minutes from hell.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're like so aware that this is going to be seen by more people than have seen anything that we've ever done.
Yeah.
And we're in like some kid's rec room.
And by this point, you're both looking stunning, and I'm like holding back the tears, putting on this piece of fabric that I hate, and I'm like, how is this what was chosen? I brought 5 bags of costumes.
I swear to God, it was the darkest timeline. I have this really amazing photo of you looking so unhappy in this other wig.
Oh, no, I do remember.
Oh my God. Like, guys, I need to get a pic to see if this outfit looks okay, but also kill me
Like,
now.
that photo is a suicide note. Like, I swear to God, I died. But anyway, so then BG like stepped into full Oprah mode and was like, girl, don't wear something you're not happy with. Don't do that to yourself.
Yeah. And it very quickly became like, we know what we look good in. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And also, like, I couldn't wear that outfit. Like, it was unfinished. So, like, by the time we put it on, it was like, this can't happen. Like, it's falling apart.
Yeah.
So, got changed, put on, like, this stunning outfit that I designed and had made by a gorgeous Melbourne performer, James Andrews. And, yeah, felt $1 million. But
then,
we were...
then we were like, you can't wear that pink wig with it because that's how you've worn it before. So then
Yes.
she got into this.
Wanted you to be like a piece of both, like.
Yeah, because Lazy was full yellow, BG was full like the pinks and red tones.
Yeah.
So mine was going to be a bit of a hybrid.
Like this.
Like this. And that's one of the daughters I think I'm holding.
We did insist on taking a photo with the people's chickens, and that was actually the highlight of our day.
Really. We'll come to that. That's further down the timeline.
But also just like Benign Girl, like I feel like you like looked so good that like there was just nothing that could be done to capture the full like where in the world is Carmen Sandiego of it all.
I laugh at the face. I don't know why, but I feel like these photos, I look like Melania or something in them.
Totally. What is she thinking?
Yeah. It's like
Ooh,
that vacant kind of like smile, like, get me out of here. Like,
well, thanks. So then we finally are just like, yeah, put us all in these outfits, da-da-da. Go to set, aka the shed in the backyard. Because it's Hollywood, baby. And then we walk in, and there's our girl, and there's like a makeup woman, like all the straight boys who are real cute. And then Troy's there, and she's looking like $1 million in a like very expensive Gucci suit, with the like black vinyl gloves, the yellow and the red hair. And I was like, good, she didn't wear yellow hair. That would have been.
it's like,
well, that was one of the only directions, like really clear directions from the stylists that we got was no red wigs or burgundy wigs. Because can't, step on. We also couldn't wear our Gucci suits that we brought, which was devastating. But
exactly, we did bring a whole Gucci rack, and they were like, "No, same." And we're like,
same. No,
"That full skirt it is."
Yeah.
Was it not like super like when we first walked in and like saw everyone and Troy and stuff, because of the way that the lighting was? It was like almost like still a bit like, wait, is this real?
Fully.
Like spooky and like dreamy, like the like inside the shed.
It was very that, and I remember because it was super like COVID safe, so there was someone like there was a Sani girl running around. Except it was
hygiene hero.
Hygiene hero, like sanitizing everything. And then like we had like, because like when we'd seen the producer in the morning, we'd be like, hi, and going for like the drag queen, and she was like, back the fuck off.
You're gonna
but
get this. girls?
It was more because we'd stumbled out of the back of like a tiny little car and be like, hey.
We park here.
We literally had like banana peels in the car, like spewing out of the car with us. Anyway, so but then when we saw Troye, he like turned around and like put out his hand and was like, "It's okay, I'm wearing gloves." And then like we shook his hand, and then like someone immediately came and sanitized it, and it was like, you could have done that even if it wasn't COVID times.
Know your place, girls.
I will shake your hand and you will remember it for the rest of your life. But anyway, so then the moment happens. So this is the moment.
This was the moment.
This is the real, like, this is why you guys came here today. This is the inside story. So then we get on, and Troy's being lovely. He's just like, hey, like, da-da-da-da-da. Are you all from Melbourne? And we're like, yes. And then
and I was like, I grew up around the corner.
I just wandered in. And then like just be like da-da-da. And he knew like that we were the BC girls. He knew all our names, so that was lovely. And da-da-da. And then they're like, the set, as you could see in the video, is like very symmetrical. And so it's Troye in the middle on the microphone, kind of doing this whole like 80s, like 70s kind of moment. And then they were like, okay, guys, like get in there and we'll see what looks good on camera. So
well,
like,
just before that had happened though, there was the bass guitar discussion.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So when we all kind of were congregating around Troye, it was like, oh, now we've got a prop that we want to use. Do any of you play guitar? We've got a bass guitar. And for some reason, you both turned to me and were like, Zelda?
I fully assumed, like, in some part of my mind, I was like, she looks like she played guitar at some point.
I think that. I think that about myself.
But
it's not true.
Like, it's not true at all. And also, in thinking that, I forgot that I, like, learned bass guitar for 2 years in high school.
You're like, oh, not me.
No, I was like, not part of my identity. Sorry.
But I didn't. I was like, yeah, me. I'm the guitar player.
On me.
So then we pop on the guitar,
strap me,
which was stunning and was great.
Yeah.
But anyway, I had the guitar on, and then
we get into the set, and like, so it's Benign Girl on the side that she stayed on, and then me and Zelda, and then Troye's in the middle, and like it becomes immediately apparent to every single person in the room that it doesn't work and it doesn't make sense. And then there's like a beat as they're like realizing, like as everyone's like, oh, like Hunger Games, someone has to go.
Yeah.
And then they're like, could you just get out?
Well,
but like literally, it was that. It was like,
there was a moment of us like lined up though, where they were like, there was like a moment where it was like, oh, this isn't gonna work, and then we're like stood there like a fucking firing line, like waiting for one of us to get taken out, like which one are they gonna choose, and just like, this is fucked.
Anyway, so then like, could you get out? And it was literally like me and Benign be like, and like be like,
I literally felt like I was gonna vom. Like I was like, I can't deal with this. It's so fucked.
It's actually so fucked because we'd all been awake like since so early, and like we were all just like, we do things as a three. And like, to be fair, like in the emails beforehand, Miss Annie had been like, hey, do you guys always perform as a three? And I was like, yeah, but like obviously we're completely like, do with us what you want. Like if our left hand gets in, we're absolutely fine. And then she was like, great, because there's a chance that we'll only need 2. Because obviously they were casting for 1 initially. However, I don't know how that would have worked with the whole symmetrical vibe.
Well,
but then when they took Zelda out, it was like honestly like watching the like life flash before ours, because it was like Beastie Girls, like this huge moment, and then just having like one girl in there. But do you know how you spot a queen is not how she behaves when life is going right, but how she behaves when life is going wrong. Miss Zelda, like, head held high, is like doing the full, like, don't worry about it, girls, and like goes and stands to the side and is just like encouraging us and is just like pretending that she's not dying on the inside. Like, go, no, like, it's fine.
Go. I'm good.
It's
I'm
fine.
The whole, like, the thing that it was like, you were like there, like watching us, and then they were just like pretty much straight away like, all right, so go. And it was like, I need to like process the fact that we've just killed our sister for a second.
The blood is on our hands.
Walking around and having fun.
There was, like, when it all happened, there was a comment by Troye saying, oh, we'll pick you up in another shot.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and you could tell. Now, this is the thing. I think that this is kind of the thing that we need to speak to most is like how much like Troye was really switched on to like the whole dynamic, like really understood.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't just like, get the fuck out, da da da. Like, was just like they were on like an incredibly tight schedule, and like at no point did he like make us feel like you guys don't matter or you're just the help, or like he was so like he just kept checking on us and was just like da 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 da, like, are you guys okay? And we're like, oh my god, of course. And like having like some little chit chats like, why the fuck are you back in Melbourne? Da 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 da. And then
like asked us about the three of us like being a group and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he was like, so you guys a relationship or what? And he like was super so then when like you could tell that when Zelda was asked to like go wait at the sidelines, that he was really like it was in the back of his mind. He was just like, okay, we're doing something about this.
Yeah, but also the three of us were all like, it's not our music video.
Yeah.
And it was instantly apparent as soon as I stepped out that it was like, oh, this is the shot.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't like, it wasn't like
work another way. And it also, to be fair, couldn't have worked, I don't think, as well with me as one of the backup, because the gown that, like, the outfit that I ended up wearing was quite large, whereas you were very slim. So the silhouettes and everything, it was how it was meant to be.
Yeah. And so then me and Benign start, and we're just like, okay. And then they play the song and we like start, and they're like, well, let's just run on a take. Are you guys, and like Troy's like, let's run on a take. Are you all ready to run on a take? Like, da da da. We're like, let's go for it. Let's just do it. And he's like, great, let's do it. Let's just run on the rehearsal. And then so we
well, yeah, that's obviously the first take they did, because I just realized that face in the first shot is me dying about Zelda being cut out of the video.
That's what you were looking at.
Loyalty. Meanwhile, I'm like, everything's fine.
Oh my God.
You killed my sister. So then we're doing it, and this is like, I think like the heavenly moment, which is we do it the first time, and he's like, well, you lip sync the bit that goes like some kind of freak. And if you could try and lip sync the that would be great too. And then actually no, sorry, this is like when he's doing the singles on each of us. And then after I've done it once and everyone is watching, he like walks over to me and he's like, oh my God, that was really good. And I was like, thanks. And he was like, but this time could you just say the words at the same time as they're being said in the song? I'm like, sure, like weird, but okay.
Just in your heart, you thought, I don't know if I can do that.
I honestly was like, I thought that I had done that. Like, I thought I was in perfect sync for once in my life. And then there was like when we were in the wide shot, we were like, he was like, okay, so we'll just do like a step bop, step bop. Is that the thing that the Beastie Girls are good at?
There was so much talk like, wait, so should we do step, move, bop, or step bop, or just hip hop and then hip hop, or and no matter how much we spoke about it, it still didn't sync up.
Yeah. Every time there was a discussion and a new take, it was the same movements. But no, the uncanny thing was obviously I could see everything and I could see it in person and then also on the screen of the camera. And that every take, Benign would bop from the beginning and Lazy would just start after 30 seconds.
We were told to do it. We were told to start bopping when, this is the umbrella thing all over again. We were told to start bopping when he started bopping.
Well,
yeah, he just started bopping.
Truth tea. Because
I
was like,
also there was discussion of, well, Troye will bop and then you can go in time with sync. But Troye was really doing his own thing.
Yeah.
He was living her own life, and we love a diva.
It wasn't my where Troye said, where we had that agreement, and Troye was like, yeah, okay, well, we'll just follow you then. And he was like, yeah, cool. And then the next take happened, and he just started like dancing around. It was like,
This supposes a world where if he had have done it perfectly, we would have been any different. Absolutely not.
I am now imagining Troye watching this video being like, whoa, next time we're going to do like proper casting calls. We need to do background checks. Like,
honestly, those gloves were there for a reason.
Oh, we're great. Whatever.
But the funny fucked up thing is that the bit that they ended up cutting into the video was so appropriate for each of us, because Benign Girl going like this, and then Zelda being like quietly fabulous and like playing on her bass guitar was very that, and then me being like,
yeah, not doing a good lip sync. Yeah.
Like, honestly.
No, I think the thing that makes it Lazy Susan is that you're just staring into nothing. It's like, who are you looking at, girl?
Like some kind of freak, but darling. I was having a whole, like, I was living my whole fantasy, because I was like, I just started telling myself a story about where I was. I was like, it's the 70s. They have the like upstairs mezzanine. It's like an old school like television show where they still have the full audience. I was like imagining who I was looking at, who I was smiling at, what this woman's life was. I was living my fantasy.
Truly.
And that's why you can see me in the background, like occasionally just doing stupid things, like waking up to myself being like, I was like, she's worked her whole life for this moment, and she's just like a blank canvas of a human being that has no other personality than a hunger for fame. Which is so off base. So then they get us to do some other bits and bobs. And they're like, just try and do some other stuff, like blah, blah, for your close-ups. And so they give us some other instruments, and they give us a recorder. One of the girls' recorders, I believe, from inside.
While they were on their Zoom conference doing class.
Yeah, the girls were like at school, and like the mum was like so sweet. She like walked in before we went out, and she was like, so Troye Sivan, is he like really popular? And we're like, yes. And she's like, oh good, I'm gonna get my girls some street cred at school. And like the two girls were like, they were ready. Like a little mini story there was that like they were like like the mum was like, so can we come in on set and like get some photos for the girls, da da da. And initially they'd been like, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. Like we're literally flat tack all day, like da da da. You could see the mum be like,
I don't know how I'll break it to Chloe.
she's gonna cry. And then like literally at the like just before they moved on to the next location, like they made sure to go out to the girls and like have a home. They couldn't have photos because it was like super super embargoed, but like did like the little meet and greet and like hello. So that's like a nice story.
Hello. Yeah. Hello. Hi. Okay. Goodbye.
Yeah, truly.
I mean, honestly, like that is more than enough.
Definitely.
Anyway,
were like would have been, my God, the stories at their Zoom school.
at Zoom school that day.
Yeah.
But also the fact that we're probably like framing the recorder, being like, "This is the recorder that Troye Sivan had a queen behind him suck on."
No, I don't think that that's the reality. I think that they're like, Troye played this. And then when like that behind the scenes video comes out and they watch us, or well, they watch YouTube being like, blah, 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 blah. They're like, no.
The kids at school, the kids at Zoom school. Anyway, so then we get this recorder and it's so funny because the guy is like showing the recorder and he's like, yeah, and then like Troy's like, yeah, just like play it like da 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 da, and like they give it to Benign after they give it to me. No, they give it to me, and then like we're doing it on my take, da da da. And so immediately, like they give me the recorder and they've sanitized it all and blah blah blah. And then they're like, just play. Like I'm like, I don't know how to play recorder, and they're like, just play. It'll be like fine, whatever. And they like play the playback, and I have the recorder in my mouth, and it just starts going. And it's like the playback is like too quiet, and we're just like. And like just like hearing this like quietly people just dying in the background, just be like,
yeah. Because on the other side of the camera, like I'm standing like kind of behind Troye watching on the screen, and I'm with the makeup artist, and at first it was fine, but then all of a sudden there's just this deathly hooting, and we're all just like, oh my God.
This doesn't happen on Ariana Grande music videos, let me tell you.
Things were very different with that collab.
That's right. When Gigi Good was in that Sam Smith video, she didn't pull out a recorder.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so that moment is over, and I'm like hamming it up, having my full moment. I'm like, this is my close-up. This is my time.
I always thought that the recorder was going to get in it.
So then, Benign Girl gets the recorder, and like Troy's like, okay, so yeah, just play it like this, and like he's holding it intentionally away from his mouth because it's just been re-sanitized, and he's like, play it like this, da da da. Benign Girl picks up the recorder and holds it in the same position away from her mouth, and they play the playback, and she's just holding it there in front of her mouth like,
oh my God. Let me demo, hang on. So this is the recorder, let's say. It's like, and again, for different reasons, we're all behind the camera being like, what the fuck are we watching? It had gone from like,
just as a quick sidebar though, to talk about like fucking, this is like a sequel event, this recorder moment, because when Benign Girl was on Neighbours, so the girls were both on Neighbours. I couldn't get out of work that day. The girls were both on Neighbours, and then the gaffer comes up, and no, I think it was the director, right? It was Tanika, no?
What, with the light thing?
Yeah, with the light.
No, it was it was like the second AD.
Right.
Was like, oh, you actually, yeah, you can do that, and like put me on the spotlight. And for the whole time that I was on the spotlight, I was just in my head like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't realize, like, I thought I was going to be in the shot. I didn't realize I was like going to be part of the fucking like tech crew or whatever. So I was just stood there with the like,
because the scene was of Courtney Act performing her new single, and so it's like in the bar, and like at Lassiter's, in the bar, she's performing. Everyone's like dancing around, and Benign on spotlight duty. And then after quite a few takes,
it was so many takes, the guy came back over and he was like, hey, do you reckon that you could like dance or like react or something like that you're at the thing? And I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, you're on camera. And I was like, oh. I literally thought the whole time that they just like couldn't find someone to operate the spotlight. So they were just like, yeah, she was you.
Like Neighbours has been running for 40 years, but like they're still a bit short on like lighting crew.
But I also had this like weird thing in my head that I was like, wait, what the fuck? Does one of them like know that I did a year of film school or something? And they're like, oh yeah, she knows how to do that. And I was like, what?
I know. How do they know?
I'm a mysterious woman.
They just think that I'm a gaffer woman. But I goes in like a full cowboy hat. Like, they just think that I'm part of the crew. But anyway, all of that happens. And yeah, like there's like a few moments where like Troy's just like with us stepping in time, he's like, can we do it again? Just like in time.
Crazy thought.
I know. We're just like, Troy, I don't know. Can we?
I think we all have to answer that. Troy, please.
Did you know? It's like you know us. And then, but like every time he was like, made it sound like it was a compliment. He was just like, that was great. And we're like, thank you. And then he's like, now can you do it? I don't know. Good. And then, so then we're like, we know we're running out of time because like, they're literally like, we've got to move it along. Like they were literally shooting it all in one day, which is insane. But they were like, okay.
Like last, go on.
So then the boy band. Well, ruin the illusion. There goes the
career. She went to film school. She knows that that's not in shot.
She's got lighting behind her, not turned on. So we know they've got to move on. However, and this is the moment. I think this is the moment where I'm like, so they're like, and as you know, like when you're directing something, they're just like, okay, like let's move along. The idea is like, okay. Yeah. And then he's like, no, what I want to do is clear the set and get Zelda in here to do this bit. Literally, like, didn't have that thing of like, Pinky or whatever.
Yeah.
Was like, knew your name and was just like, can we have Zelda back in the middle here? Da 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 da. And it was insane. I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
She knows the name.
Yeah. It was very like, oh, we're in good hands.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I think like there's a long history of other artists like who have had queens and stuff involved in their videos where they have not been treated right, have not been paid right, have not been done right by the whole thing. And let me tell you, this was not that moment. Which is
well, we can make that video as well.
But yeah, also I think Troy's like rise to stardom, I think he's very like humble in that way of like knowing you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Like, yeah.
Well, also he invented water, which I think is cool. No, but like honestly, like that's the good thing about having other queers is that they're like, there's respect to their drag queens because you know that Troy actually fucks with like drag queens and it's just like, yes, I live. And knows their names. They're not just like, oh my god, Priscilla. Hello, Priscilla.
Oh, you're one of those Priscillas, aren't you?
You're a Priscilla. She's a Priscilla. You're all Priscillas. But yes, so then basically what we thought was that like Zelda was just not going to be seen that day, and then she gets into frame.
Yeah, and I get the whole stage to myself.
And they had the nerve and the audacity to go to shoot on Ms. Zelda's sister girlfriend when she was looking a damn fool. Her wig was slipped back, and all of those heterosexual crew people said nothing. And maybe this is a strike. If you want to like cancel Troye, he said nothing. Maybe he didn't want to be insensitive.
It's like she's been through enough.
Is that how she's supposed to look?
Is that look at that gorgeous regrowth on the wig. So me and Benign like literally are like, no, and then we like step in and like start fixing your wig and like
the makeup woman's just like kind of stood back like like
anyway. But also watching that clip, I wish that you know, Zelda had done the same.
Well, no, it
put a brush.
I would have, but it was so awkward because I couldn't socially distance, get to you, and push past Troye. Move! I've got to fly away. Move!
Help! It was more than a fly. Yeah, there were ducks. It was fly away home, honey. So then that is the moment. Oh, actually, when the fuck did I see this?
What?
I'm trying to think. There was like the thing we were saying where it was like when you see like this Troye Sivan in real life, he just seems like a regular human being. But you're like, no, like this girl from the club, like she's just a cute gay boy.
Yeah.
And then there was like that moment where you see on the monitor and you're like, oh, I get it. Like such a like star kind of moment. Like there was just like there's that sort of weird thing where like someone looks into a camera and it's like a whole different scenario.
Yeah, he was like stunningly, completely down to earth, just like chatting to anyone while still getting the job done off camera. But as soon as it was on, he was like in it.
Yeah, and wasn't like it was not like it was weird. Freaky fucking cyborg monster person. And then so you're doing your thing and they're doing all these push-ins and like listen, I think at that moment we were like, oh, this is really nice of her, like a Make-A-Wish moment where she's like letting Zelda have a take, like and had that been the case, because they were literally like, we need to go, like the pool is evaporating.
Yeah.
The mirror isn't going to swing forever. It's going to fall at some point, Troye.
Have to return the bunny to Pet Barn.
Oh my god.
Pet Barn closes at 7, Troye. It's the peninsula. But then he's like, okay, that was a great take. Can we do it again? Like, da-da-da. And that was when it was like, oh no, like he actually wants this. And you could see there was this like moment where he was like, and then we can cut from that, and we'll cut to there, and he like started doing the math of how he was going to tweak it to make it work on the fly. And then you can start seeing him like laying out the video in his head, and that was very cute because he was just like, and then we'll go into this like face scene, and we'll have this push in on like, and like Zelda looks like stunning Gem and the Holograms moment that you did see in the video. So you know.
It was a short moment. That's the main thing.
So then suddenly, as soon as they yell cut on that, everyone's like, good work everyone, blah blah blah, okay, we got to move on to the next location right now. Troye turns around and he's like that like sweet like hookup that you're never gonna see again. So he's like, oh my god, that was great, I just have to go, but I like see you guys in a sec, I'm just gonna go and take this off. I was like, sure, I'll see you later.
Bye, girl. See you.
I need to pause you. You missed a very funny moment.
What?
So we did my take twice, or maybe 3 times. But after the take, once I was all settled, he was like, "We're just going to go again, but can I get makeup in just a bit shiny?"
Yes, I forgot about that. How could I forget?
Has been, if you're watching this channel, you know. Maybe I overdo it with my skincare. Maybe I put on too many oils. Maybe I just have oily skin. Maybe I'll never wrinkle for the rest of my days because my skin is so hydrated. But I was a bit shiny. And
honey, there were twins in the hallways because you were the shining. You were doing the
whole. And it was just it was very funny.
But also when I say that I actively cackled, and yeah, I think by that point Troye knew that we were like sociopaths.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it was like he took the time to get the right shot and to do us right.
Yeah, I did not feel done dirty. Anyway, so then we come back inside. There's like the heavenly family, and they're like, "How did everything go?" And we're like, "Great, but we saw that you had chickens. Can we take a photo with the chickens?"
Oh my god, that dog like playing.
The dog.
It was like going to kill the chickens, and they were so kind of like,
"Oh, you
that." I was like, oh my god, I'm so triggered because I had chickens and a dog when I was growing up, and my dog broke into the chicken coop one day and murdered chickens, and it was really traumatic. And so that was a moment.
Do you know that like there are like 10 like TroyeSivan.com like fan club people here that do not need to hear about your traumatic chicken story?
So
it's so good.
And there's a dog.
Oh, that's true. Their dog was so cute.
It was really cute.
Chicken in question. Beauty. Where am I looking again?
And to be fair, I feel like by this time the family had put up with a lot.
Yes.
And had kind of understandably been like, okay, this was so much fun. Please get out immediately. In the politest way. But before that, they were like, could you take the photo for us with the chicken?
Yeah, and she was also teaching, or she was doing something.
She was
getting ready to go back.
Yeah.
So she was like, I don't know. I don't like. And my daughters are trying to get an education, and you crossies are like hanging around in their rumpus. Got a photo with the chickens. Anyway, so then she takes this photo. Then we're like packing up our shit, which is like so much mess. And then this woman comes in who's like one of the Sunny girls, and she like starts wiping down the whole place. And we're like, oh, hi, like, how did you get involved with this? And she's like, normally I'm a nurse. And we're like, oh, amazing. And she's like, no, she works at a psych ward. And then she was like, yeah, COVID's been really hard for people because everyone believes that it's their fault. We've had like 19 people this month who have been checked in because they think that they made COVID-19.
Oh.
And they're like, and she was like, well, one of them's got to be right.
Oh my god.
But that was weird. And then we
only got word of that, and she won't be on set anymore.
Then we hopped in the car, and then we drove away, and then we just spent the next month being anxious, trying to decide whether Zelda was going to be in the video or not.
But also whether we were going to be in the video as well.
Fully.
Like I was kind of like, oh, he's just going to cut the whole bit of us.
And then
just pazzoir, like just normal pazzing.
And then like a little bit before the whole thing like is going off, we're like, well, I guess it's being launched this night. And then we're like, no, that's just going to be the single. I don't know when the music video is going to happen. And we all know that Miss Troye loves the lyric videos, so there might be 10 of those. So then she's like, then this woman from his label calls us, Miss Alicia.
This woman?
Oh, Alicia. I'm sorry. Also, don't know your gender, Alicia. I'm sorry, I never asked.
Oh my god.
Gender is a construct, tear it apart. But anyway, they were like, so the video is going to be premiering tomorrow night, but before we put the final touches on everything, Troye wanted us to ask you for your Instagram handles to put them on the credits. Now listen, let me ask you something. Go back. Tell me, in the video for Toxic, Who was backup dancer number 3? Was they in the fucking link tree bio at the bottom? You know, like, this is not a done thing. Like, this was insane. The fact that we were, like, put down there in the credits with our Instagram handles was, like, insane. But yeah, very sweet. And obviously, like, Miss Troye is no stranger to, like, YouTube and social media because she knows that hustle and grind of trying to get that extra follower. So it was very sweet. And then she was like, yeah, and so, yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night. Da, 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 da. And then it came out and it was, like, the most stressful and anxious. Oh, no. And then I was like, hey, Alicia, can you just tell me, is there a bass player in the video? And Alicia was like, like, I don't know. Like, maybe. I honestly couldn't tell you. I can't remember. I'm like, you know, tall, kind of weird looking. And then she's like, not ringing a bell.
I have to go back and look again, Alicia.
And then she was like, well, let me go back and look and da-da-da. And I was like, no, like, literally, don't worry about it. It's just like, we're just trying to get to the bottom of something before it comes out. And then she was like, no, no, no. And then literally 30 minutes later, she sends me a message being like, can confirm bass player in it. It was insanely sweet because it was like, I can't imagine how much was going on for her that night with this video about to drop and everything, and, like, queuing up all the press releases and bits and bobs and, like, you know, managing everything. But
I honestly think that I was, like, more stoked about that than I was of actually watching the video.
oh, honestly, it, like, lifted me up in my soul. I was like, and then when the video came out, it was, like, back to back to back shots, like, of the 3 of us. So it was heavenly.
So good. So good.
Yeah. And that was the story of Easy.
Us in music videos. So yeah.
And also someone pointed out to me, because the hidden Mickey of it all, for those of you who are Beastie Girls fans, is that last year we had the amazing opportunity to dance on stage with Charlie XCX.
That was this year.
Was that this year?
Mm.
Oh, for fuck's sake. 2020 can eat a dick. So we were dancing on stage with Charlie XCX. Now we've done Troye. We have the full 1999. So now we need them to dance in the background of our 1999 reenactment. What do you think?
Or when our EP comes out, we'll get them to be like the doo-wop girls.
Well, Charlie.
Yeah, I'm sure they're both watching. Charlie, Troye.
Actually, but I will say, Charlie, if you are watching this, and I know you are, filthy bitch, your Grinder DJ set was so good. No.
The live that she did.
The live for Grinder's Instagram.
Yes.
She knew what she was doing. I was vacuuming my house, living my dream.
I died.
It was honestly, like, because not many people have been, like, did you see Gaga? Now, bless Gaga, if you're watching this, you know we love you. Your live set was not it. Charlie XCX, however, played the box.
Our Charlie.
Our good friend Charlie.
Charlie. Yeah, Charlie and Troye.
Charlie and Troye.
Anyway, that about wraps things up.
That's like the full scoop, the insides and outs.
If you're new here to the Beastie Girls React, we do react to RuPaul's Drag Race. If you're looking for some more drag content, we have a 1.5 hour live show called Drag Show the Game Show, which you can find in our videos. It's really good. It's a drag show that's also the game.
It's really good.
Maybe you should watch that. But my boyfriend liked it.
He did.
Yeah.
I would watch if I didn't know us.
Can't say that for a lot of our content now, can you? I mean...
Well, true.
But also our Facebook page has a lot of funny videos.
Yes, follow.
And then for just general RuPaul's Drag Race Reacts, you can find all of that there. But I think that about does it.
Yeah. if you would, please comment on Easy and say, oh my God, I love the Beastie Girl.
Oh yeah, and particularly if you've been sent here by this video, because that was there's been some, this is like a little fucking epilogue moment, but there have not been many comments that have been about the Beastie Girls. However, one of them that Glenn Snuko sent to me today was like, I was so excited when I saw the girl on the left because I thought it was Cecily Strong from SNL. And I was like, thank you. That's very sweet. Just for context. Oh my God,
so funny. Oh my God, fuck.
Is it accurate?
It kind of does. Like,
there's an element. Oh my God.
Cecily Strong, I know you're watching this. I don't even have to ask, but just, yeah, hey girl, good job. You're funny.
Cecily Strong anyway.
She's a funny girl from SNL.
Oh.
Sneaky little one. That's what that's
a funny girl in a funny world.
Snickerabanya. Anyway, so that about, and then there was one last comment. Now, you real Troye Sivan fans will know that these big artists get a lot of spam. Now, I don't know if this person is
This is my favorite thing to happen in my life.
I was dying. Anyway, so they get a lot of spam, and some of them are like, I'm 14 and lonely. Can someone check out this track that I produced? And like things like that.
I've read that comment like 70 times.
I need to find the exact comment because I don't want to like misquote it. But when we were waiting for stuff, like I don't know what we were expecting, but like when the first little blur of us appeared in a video, we were like, oh, someone's going to be like, what's that yellow blur? Is that the beat? Like, okay, girl, calm down. But anyway, so then there was this comment by Marina Ferez 8. And it's just like everyone's like, love heart, Troye, can't wait for your new video, like so excited for the EP, like, oh, what sounds are we gonna get out of you in 2020? And then this bitch is like in full caps, it's like, are we really going to ignore the fact that I, the most beautiful woman in the world? Which is now, no matter the scenario, I encourage you can just say that.
Interrupt conversations.
Interrupt
meetings. Strangers on the street.
Are we really going to ignore the fact that I, the most beautiful woman in the world? How? Today? You will ignore it today?
It sounds like it's like ... like turnover page to like get the rest of the story. And then it's just lost in the comments.
What a queen. Like if that is a spammer, because I've seen it I saw it on the actual video, and I was like, either that is a spammer or that woman will not be ignored.
And nor should she.
No, she's like the best part that came out of this whole video. I was dying, just laughing at this woman.
Between holding those chickens and that comment.
That fucking bitch. Are we really going to ignore it, Troye? I know you're releasing music, but is now the time? I, the most beautiful woman in the world.
I want to see who she is. I want to see if she really is the most beautiful woman in the world.
Oh, well, you go and check her out. She's a queen. Yeah. So it is so funny. Oh, okay. So that's about it.
Well, on that note, yeah.
Okay.
Well, our lives.
I'll see you Chucky girls later for our actual react, and we'll see how this goes up online.
Gorgeous.
Love it.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Oh, Zeldana Moon.
Hello.
I'm going to export this track and start uploading it. Do you think you could do me a gazillion times favor and make the thumbnail?
No.
But if we quickly pose for the thumbnail in the video and make it part of the video?
What now?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we just got to like pose and make it look like thumbnail-y. Like we're spilling tea.
Hold my computer to do the screenshot. Oh, hang on.
Shh.
No, I can't do 2 hands.
Did you get it?
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
That's a thumbnail. Anyway.
Should I do that, or should I put in a screenshot for the music video?
Well, I think we need to have the video and then have some of those girls being like.
Oh my God.
And what should the text be?
He said what? He's a chicken?
Oh my God.
Video hoes tell all.
Mm.
We
Video host tells all.
Troye Sivan, the unheard truth.
What Troy really did with that black glove.
Troye Sivan.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, what's like a like Troye Sivan? It's like
what he didn't want you to know.
What he didn't want you to know about the Easy music video.
Oh my God.
And then like they take it down and are extremely disappointed in us.
I think the whole video is going to be that. But also, I think, what a hoot and a half. I don't think we actually said, like, more generally, I'm sure someone involved with this would watch this. And we want to say, like, everyone treated us incredibly well. It is, like, an honor and, like, so exciting to be involved in something that, like, even later on you realize it's actually, like, not just a bot, but like a really like I'm going to listen to this again and again and again. And I think like just like everyone was lovely, and it wasn't a horror show of like every step of the way people were worried about our well-being and like making sure that we were taken care of. And for a first-time director, like to have the talent walk away feeling like that is a hard thing to do, particularly on a tight schedule, and like it's not always your first priority.
Yeah, of all of the sets that I've been on in drag, it was like the easiest, the most comfortable. Despite being on a time limit, I didn't feel rushed or like pressure. It was just gorgeous. Troye was super lovely. It was,
and he invented water. And we really
Troye Sivan invented water.
Oh yeah, I forgot. How could I forget?
You're drinking some of it now.
I thought
I'm 70% of it.
I thought that someone else had, but I was.
Are we really going to ignore them?
But are we really going to ignore that I am the most beautiful woman in the world? Are we?
Well, we're talking about it now, so...
Well, can't help but ignore it.
All right, girls.
Okay. Thank you everyone for watching. Love you. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.